amplitude be a negative? No. So my amplitude is 2. What do I say about the negative? Good. It'll flip our graph over the axis. All right. Then our period. Normal period is 2 pi divided by the number in front of x, which if there's nothing there, it's just a 1, so my period is just 2 pi. Then what do we do? How do we find that? Divided by 4 for the 4 quadrants, and we get pi over 2. And then, if we have things added or subtracted in here, we have to do the interval. So that's the piece that we haven't seen very many of yet. We say, well, cosine normally goes between 0 and 2 pi. And I'm going to put my argument, this angle, in here. Right, so if I'm going to solve for x, what would we do? So we do it to all pieces. So we get pi over 3 less than or equal to x, less than, so if you need to use a calculator, it's 2 plus 1/3, or you could think 6 over 3 plus 1 over 3, be 7 pi over 3. Now, does that mean my graph starts at pi over 3 and ends at 7 pi over 3? No, that's just the nice piece that we're going to use to get one full period of our graph. All right, I did just ask for one period this time. Right, keep in mind, my axis, this is like at 0. So my first point happens at pi over 3. And we should have a total of 5 points, the first one and 4 following it. How do I get those other points? At pi over 2, add the count by. All right, you can use a calculator. You just don't put in the pi's. We're at pi over 3. We need to add pi over 2, so 1/3 plus 1/2. And then you just keep adding your 1/2. So if you add it again, okay, we add it again, so just plus 1/2. And one more time. And how do I know I'm right? That was where my interval was supposed to end. So if my 5th point doesn't end there, I either messed up on my interval or I messed up adding my count by. Go back and figure out where. All right, my amplitude is 2. So high point at 2, low at -2. All right, cosine starts at its high point, but we're flipping it so it starts at its low point. Remember, my first point is when x is pi over 3. So when x is pi over 3, I'm going to be at -2. Then we'll hit 0, +2, 0, and -2. So my graph looks something like that. All right. What questions do you have? Let's try another one. Why don't you take a minute and see if you can list out the information? Then we'll check it before you draw your graph. So what's the amplitude? Period divided by the number in front of x. So 2 pi over 2 gives us, how do we find count by? Period divided by 4, so counting by pi over 4. My interval, we are going to set up between 0 and 2 pi because that's where we normally graph cosine, and our angle goes in the middle, so the 2x minus pi. And I have to solve that for x. So if I add pi to everything, I get pi is less than or equal to 2x is less than or equal to 3 pi. Divide everything by 2, so we get pi over 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3 pi over 2. So my first point is at positive pi over 2. That's like 90 degrees. And I'm adding pi over 4, or 45 degrees every time. Alright, so we need 4 more points. So 1/2 plus 1/4, or you think 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4, 3 pi over 4. Plus 1 over 4 would be pi. Plus 1 over 4 would be 5 pi over 4. Plus 1 over 4 would be 6 pi over 4 or 3 pi over 2, which is where we said it should be. Okay. My high point is 3/2, so like 1.5. I'm starting when my x is pi over 2. Cosine starts at its high point, so it starts at 3/2. 0, down to 3/2, 0, and back up. What am I missing here? 2 periods. How do I get a second period? Yep, I need 4 more points. So remember, we're trying to space these evenly. We're adding the same amount each time. So 6 over 4 plus 1 over 4, so 7 pi over 4. 8 pi over 4 is 2 pi. 9 pi over 4. 10 pi over 4 or 5 pi over 2. And we keep following our pattern. How are we doing on this? Can I show you the final type of transformation? So we've done flipping, we've done stretching and shrinking vertically and horizontally, we've done left and right. What's left? Up and down. Okay. Let's go to this one. Cosine 2x minus 2. This is cosine of 2x. This time that minus 2 is on the outside. It's not part of my angle. So my amplitude is 3. Period. Normal period for sine and cosine is 2 pi. Divide by the number in front of x and we get count by. What do we do? Period divided by 4 for the 4 quadrants. Okay, do I have to do an interval on this one? No, the only time you have to is if you have something added or subtracted with in your angle. However, sometimes it's easier once we're in the habit of doing it. Does it hurt anything? No, it's just you put your angle in between 0 and 2 pi. What's my angle? 2x. And so when I divide, it just tells me my problem will start at 0 and end at pi. So there was no left or right, but it certainly doesn't hurt to list the interval out. However, if you're not moving left and right, I'm not going to require you to list the interval. The final thing, what would a minus 2 on the end do? Down 2. Okay. So let's set up our graph. Here's what I like to do. I know my graph is going to go down 2. So I just go to -2 and I draw in a dashed line, just telling me this is the center of my graph now. I'm moving up and down around that -2. Okay, you don't have to draw in that dashed line, but it really helps me to have that visual, and I think it might help you as well. The rest of it, we're going to go ahead and set up like normal. My amplitude is 3, so I would go 3 above this line. So 1, 2, that would take me to +1, or 3 below. So 1 and -5 are going to be my high and low points. My x-axis points, we started at 0 because that's where my interval started. I'm adding pi over 4. So next point, pi over 4. 2 pi over 4 is pi over 2. 3 pi over 4. 4 pi over 4 is just pi. I only asked for 1 period, so that's all I need. Okay. This is my center. Cosine starts where? It's high point. So that would be 3 above this line at +1. So at pi over 4, I'm back to my center line. Pi over 2, I'd be 3 below, so my -5. Back to my center and 3 above. I don't know why I did cosine on all these examples. Did I lose you there? Let's try another one. Okay. Another way you might see this written is -2 sine 3x minus pi with a +4 on the end. Okay, those are equivalent. So, what's my amplitude? 2. What does the negative do? What will that +4 do? Okay, period. Normal period of 2 pi divided by the number in front of x, so we get 2 pi over 3. Count by is period divided by 4. Welcome to use a calculator if you need to. 2/3 divided by 4. Do I need an interval this time? If I have anything added or subtracted in my angle, I do. So when in doubt, if you don't know if you need it, just do it. Okay, it won't hurt anything. So we set our angle between 0 and 2 pi. So if I add pi to everything, divide by 3, so I get pi over 3, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to pi. My graph is moving up 4. So you can go to positive 4 and just make a dash. Amplitude is 2, so we will go 2 above that and 2 below it. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between 2 and 6 on this graph. My x-axis points. It starts at pi over 6, or like 60 degrees. And I'm adding pi over 3, or like 30 degrees. Okay. So 1/3 plus 1/6, or 2 over 6 plus 1 over 6 would be 3 over 6, or pi over 2. Question. 3 over 6 plus 1 over 6 would be 4 over 6, or 2 pi over 3. 4 over 6 plus 1 over 6 would be 5 pi over 6. Plus 1 over 6 is 6 pi over 6, which is pi. Quick check. That's where we said our interval should start and stop. Okay. I am graphing sine. Where does sine begin? In the middle. So at pi over 3, I am on my dashed line. That's the middle. Now sine typically goes up next, but we're flipping, so it goes down. So pi over 2, I should be at 2. 2 pi over 3, I'm back to 4. 5 pi over 6, I'm up to 6. And at pi, I'm back to 4. If you ever needed to check your points, is there any way to figure them out? You can make a t-chart and just plug them in up here if you wanted to check yourself. Okay, we're not just making up points, we just know the pattern for our t-chart, so we're kind of skipping that step. All right. I have more, or we can stop. Do we need more problems like this? You guys understand what's happening here? Okay. Is it going okay so far? Not too complicated? All right. So on the homework, remember I was lazy and I just posted one big post that had all of the assignments on there. So we are on 4.2 now. So you can do the 4.2 handout. So under the chapter 4 assignment.